Hi, this is John Reed, live from Sapphire Now 2017. I'm joined by Julian of 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐲𝐿, and we're going to be talking about his move to S/4HANA and also the role that Panaya has played in this process. So welcome, Julian.
Thank you.
So the move to S4 is a big decision. What prompted that move on your company's part?
Like all big decisions, there's a number of reasons. It was partly we were on ECC 5 and knew we were at the edge of its support envelope. We knew we needed to upgrade, but we could have just gone to ECC 6. So didn't necessarily explain why the HANA piece at the same time. But I think there's things like performance, things like our CRM system we run on premise, and CRM's always run like a dog. It's not just us that are experiencing that. Clearly that's where SAP is going, and you never want to be too far away from that front end.
You want to be on their roadmap
as well.
Sure. So tell us how Panaya enters the picture for you. Businesses
don't like upgrades. You know, they disrupt the business, they take a long time out. There's a big opportunity cost when your IT department is doing just an upgrade, whereas you like to be doing much more front-facing activities. So our business for a while had said, well, maybe next year, maybe next year. One of the things you need to do to convince the business now's the right time is to somehow get your arms around what's the risk, what's the cost, is this doable in the time frame that you've got. So we went looking for a tool, to help us a little bit with testing, but what the Panaya tool brought to us was a way to quantify that, to actually say somebody independently has looked at our data, looked at our system, and they've managed to quantify compared to our peers what that's going to look like, and actually this is achievable, and this gives us a good idea of cost, good idea of risk, and that was where the Panaya tool really brought some advantage for us, and we were keen to go.
And how did go live go?
Well, it took 6 months to do, but what really took pain out of the whole process was using Panaya up front. So it meant in particular amount of business time spent testing was radically reduced. And that usually is where the business sees the interruption. Using the Panaya tool, you can see actually the progress you're making and how far you're away. And the problems weren't there. That's when you know you've done enough testing. You know, people often say to me, how did you know you've done enough testing? You don't know if you've done enough testing. The only way you really prove that is when you go live.
Right.
And for us, that was great. When you've understood the value it brings, the visibility it brings, the assistance in terms of project management and risk control, I don't think you want to go back to a world where we did everything manually before.